Today is October 31st, 2016. It is also Halloween. Arthur, happy Halloween. Today's podcast, I am joined again today by Arthur Ryan. Arthur, thank you for joining, as always. To open up the podcast for today, we have to talk about the World Series. Baseball season is almost over. And the Cubs season could have been over last night at Wrigley Field, but Aroldis Chapman and the Cubs managed to secure a win over Cleveland. The series is now 3-2, and their next game for Game 6 of the World Series is at Cleveland, which can kind of play to a disadvantage to Chicago, but for this game in particular, there's more advantages for Chicago. Schwarber, who tore his ACL in the beginning of the season, can only hit for Chicago. And Cleveland has the designated hitter, the American League. So that is a key bat that Joe Maddon can add to the lineup as well. And he's got his best pitcher in Jake Arrieta going. Do you think the Cubs stand a chance to not only get past Game 6, but to win it all?
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
No, they're just going to do it. I really can't say how, but I know they're going to do it.
Mm.
They're just too good. It's really the battle. I realized this when I was watching SportsCenter today. It's like the battle of the pitchers the Yankees traded away.
Mm-hmm. It is. Andrew Miller is highlighting the Cleveland Indians. Francona is known to just throw him in whenever the Indians are in trouble, and he knows that this guy will get him out of trouble no matter what. And then Joe Maddon kind of played the similar move with Aroldis Chapman. This guy came out to the public and said himself that he's against pitching multiple innings for a team because he's a one-inning save kind of guy or a one-inning hold kind of guy. But yesterday, he recorded his longest outing ever, and it was in the World Series. He put up 8 outs, which is 2 1/3, or 2 2/3. Remarkable.
Great pitcher. Gasses it.
Mm-hmm.
All he throws. Does he have any? Does he just have a fastball? That's all he throws.
Fastball. His fastball is at 101, 102. That's when he's topping it out. He's got a changeup, which is 94 miles an hour, which is the equivalent of most other major league fastballs. And he's got a slider, which is pretty nice and is definitely in the high 80s. So it's a high tailing pitch, but he's got other stuff.
He's all right. He's an all right pitcher. Decent. 105 on the gun.
Mm-hmm. My prediction from the start has been Cleveland. I think Cleveland is going to close it out, even with Schwarber and Jake Arrieta on the mound for Chicago.
Schwarber's too good.
Schwarber's too good, but yeah.
Pitching. The last game Jake Arrieta pitched, I think the Cubs won 10-1, didn't they?
Correct.
Game 2?
Game 2. That was the first game they won in the series.
Yeah.
He's definitely besides Kyle Hendricks, who could win Cy Young this year for the National League. Jake Arrieta is their best guy on the hill, and I think he's going up against Kluber of the Indians. I could be wrong, but the Indians pitching staff is nothing to.
I was going to say, I hope it's not Kluber.
Yeah, because Kluber threw multiple gems. And the problem is, or it's not even the problem, the best part for Cleveland is that their starting pitchers just have to get them through 5 innings, maybe 6 innings. And then you could just go to the bullpen and be like, hey, Andrew Miller, New York Yankee, let's do it. And then Miller comes in every time and just shuts the door.
Yeah.
Arguably not the best closer, because he's not a closer. He's the best, in my opinion, the best reliever in baseball.
That would have to be Zach Britton. You know my opinions on Zach Britton.
Didn't even make an appearance in the wild card game.
Exactly. Let's talk about football.
Let's talk about football. The Jets barely escaped trouble in Cleveland yesterday, trailing in half to the Browns, the winless Browns. The Jets come out on top, 31-28. Horrible game. I was watching the game back at home with my mom, and I even told her, I was telling everyone here too, very bad feeling about this game. is the perfect game for the Jets to lose. They're in Cleveland while the World Series is going on. Winless Browns, crappy Jets team. It's meant to be. Jets are down by 21-10 at half.
21-7. No, it was 20-7. At half, it was 20-7.
I'm sorry, I'm giving myself too much credit here. Yeah, it was 20-7 because the Browns kicker kicked one more field goal before closing half.
Yeah, and Fitz was 3 for not 12. I see you have written 12 here. You wish it was 12. It was 22.
In the first half.
He was 3 for 22. I think.
Wow.
It was a lot. He threw a lot of passes.
To start the third quarter, he started off with 2 straight incomplete passes, and then they showed a stat that he was 0 for his last 10.
Yeah.
So whenever a quarterback's over his last 10, it's a little bit concernful. I don't know if you saw on Twitter, Jets Hall of Fame legend quarterback Joe Namath, who's very active on Twitter on Sundays, came out and said, "What do we have to lose at this point? I think it's time to bring in Bryce Petty." He even came out and said that the Jets are going nowhere with Fitzpatrick. Is he true? Is Broadway Joe correct?
Broadway Joe is usually right when he says things, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He has a propensity for being right.
He was also in the media last week for tweeting out about Geno Smith and his injury last week. Unfortunately, Geno Smith tore his ACL in his starting opportunity against Baltimore. Ryan Fitzpatrick came in and got the win. But Geno tore it, I think, 6 minutes into the second quarter. Did not know, the x-rays didn't come in yet, so they didn't know whether or not this was torn or not. The third quarter starts, and Geno Smith is in street clothes on the Jets sideline. And Joe Namath says, if this guy's in street clothes, he looks pretty fine to me. Why is this guy not on the field? And it comes out 3 days later that Geno Smith tore his ACL. Broadway Joe.
Broadway Joe talks too much.
Yeah.
I think that's his problem.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Talk about New England for me. Is Brady an MVP or no?
Yeah, Brady's a GOAT. In case you are late to pick up on that train.
Suspended the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, for some things that I don't want to talk about because it makes me angry when I talk about Deflategate with Mike.
This would be a long podcast if we were talking about Deflategate.
We don't have time for that. That's got to be its own episode.
Oh, yeah.
Special Halloween special.
Oh, yeah. It's like Outside the Lines. We're going to put one of those together.
Yeah. The Patriots, after being shut out by the Bills with an injured third-string quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, in week 4, come back with the real quarterback, Tom Brady, and smack them. I think it was the final score was like 41-28 or something.
You're absolutely right, Boom.
Thanks, TJ. Gronk had a big milestone, scored a 69 touchdown. So that one. He has now the most touchdowns in Patriots franchise history, and he's the only tight end that leads a franchise in touchdowns.
Right.
He is the best. I love him. I love Brady, and I love Bill Belichick like a father.
Like a father. Do you agree with your father's move today and the franchise's move in trading their Pro Bowl linebacker, Jamie Collins, to the worst team in the NFL for a third-round pick?
The only problem I have with this is that they didn't do it a week ago, so he could have played against the Jets.
Right. Oh, okay. You know what? Fair enough.
No, I think it's good. They said on ESPN today wanted Pro Bowler like Von Miller was the player, Miller money,
which is like 18, 19 million a year, and it's not reasonable for them.
The Patriots don't ever do that. Like Tom Brady takes pay cuts. It's the only reason he's still on this team.
That's true. You see that so much though in all sports. All these superstars that if they want their teams to succeed, they will take less money for their team.
LeBron do that? Well, Curry does that.
Well, Dwayne Wade notoriously did it a couple of times with Bosh and LeBron for the super team back in South Beach.
Yeah, fuck that.
Good times.
Not good times. Actually, it was good times because I could shit on LeBron.
True. Couldn't finish out in the fourth quarter.
Clutch gene. Still doesn't have a clutch gene.
Other news as of today: potential Hall of Fame wide receiver Andre Johnson, known for his play on the Texans, just recently got around with Indianapolis, has just announced his retirement today. And this comes directly a week after his former Texan teammate, Arian Foster, did the same. Two remarkable careers by two of Houston's best in their franchise, offensively speaking.
I would say the two best players in their franchise. I don't know any other Texans besides J.J. Watt.
Besides J.J. Watt, honestly.
J.J. Watt, yeah, probably J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
Top three, though.
Yeah, can't imagine what his career. Can't imagine what J.J. Watt's career is going to look like when it's all said and done.
Yeah. Do you think Andre Johnson's a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I would say maybe second ballot. His earlier years in Houston were remarkable and stuff, but as any player in any sport, age definitely does slow you down, and you saw it with him. You see it with players today. And I think just because of his play in the last couple of seasons, and for the main fact that Houston was never a successful team, they were a team that made deep runs in the playoffs, that he should be marked down as a first ballot Hall of Famer. I know there's only so much a wide receiver can do for a team, but yeah, they've never had a quarterback, but
at all,
figure something out. Figure it out. Finally, for Greg Kalfine's Packers, 2 weeks after trading for this speedy running back, the Green Bay Packers have decided to part ways with Knile Davis. They traded away a late-round draft pick to acquire Knile Davis, in the news that both Eddie Lacy and James Starks are going to be out for the year with knee injuries. And now they decided to trade for Knile Davis. He was going to be their guy, learn the system. I guess just couldn't learn the system, and they ended up running most of their rushing plays with Ty Montgomery, who was
he's good too.
He
was out last week, though. This week.
Yeah, he wasn't active this week, but he's picking up most of the carries
Yeah.
for the team when he's healthy.
They have so many inactives. I didn't even know Clay Matthews and Randall Cobb were injured.
Mm-hmm. Randall Cobb, I feel like, is always on the sidelines. Killer. Jordy Nelson was able to play, which is good. He's been a little bit inconsistent so far.
Yeah.
Let's go into basketball. After his sidekick left him, Russell Westbrook, is putting up. Yeah, no, Russell Wilson's putting up horrible numbers. Russell Westbrook is putting up extraordinary numbers in his first couple of games. He's putting up 38.7 points a game, 12.3 rebounds per game, and 11.7 assists per game. Is it too early in the season to say that he is MVP worthy?
You had people calling him the MVP as soon as Durant left. I think people were saying that he was going to win the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
His 51-point triple double. That's unfathomable.
Right.
That's absolutely unbelievable. I don't know how you. I don't know. Mm-hmm. He just really needed to be by himself to flourish.
Yeah, honestly, it's not that he played bad with KD. You could just see the potential of what this guy can do when he's alone.
Yeah.
And has his own team. Can be his own superstar.
Yeah. Remember when Mark Cuban said he wasn't a superstar?
Yes.
I hope he drops 65 on the Magic.
At least 80. At least 80.
What? Oh, the Mavs. The Magic, the Mavs. 15 dimes.
Probably. At least 20 boards. He's going to grub that game.
Absolutely.
Book it. Other MVP-worthy candidates, we have to talk about Anthony Davis. Puts up 50 points, 16 rebounds in his season debut against Denver, and his team still manages to lose.
Because he has his point guard is Norris Cole.
Well, Drew Holiday is the point guard, but he's dealing with off the field or off the court issues with his wife, not injury related. Do you hear about that or no?
No, I didn't. What is that?
She's got or his wife's got some tumor or something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and he's just staying with her until whatever.
That makes sense. Good on him. Tyreek Evans is also injured, so they don't have a shooting guard either.
Yes, correct.
So he's really got no help. I mean, Norris Cole, there was the picture from the All-Star game last year of Anthony Davis, back, get the ball up here for an alley-oop, and the caption on the picture was like, "When D-Wade's throwing you alley-oops instead of Norris Cole." And he's got like the biggest grin on his face, and it's really funny. But like, if he has one or two other good pieces around him, then Pelicans are making a deep run.
I mean, he does have Buddy Hield, but it's going to take time for him to develop.
Yeah, Buddy Hield's got to mature. The only thing he can do is like shoot, and he can't even do that well.
Yeah. He only put up like 4 points in his debut or something?
Yeah, he's not that good.
Yeah.
Speaking of bigs that are absolutely amazing future Hall of Fame grades.
I was waiting.
76ers rookie, 20. How old is he? 24, 23?
He's up there.
He's up there. Rookie, Joel Embiid, grubbing, keeping it close against the Oklahoma City Thunder in their home opener against them. Put up 20 points that game. I think 8 rebounds. I think 8 rebounds. He's averaging 17 points, 5 rebounds on the year, which is like a 3-game span.
Keep in mind, he's got a time limit though.
Yeah, he's got the 20-minute limit. Him and Joel and Jaleel both have the 20-minute limits.
And,
so that's good. Can't even play our best players, but
and Nerlens is hurt, and Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
So that could be a fun team to watch when Simmons, a facilitator, can create looks to bigs like that.
Absolutely. Once we know if Joel just needs to go like half a season without getting injured, and I think they'll lift his minute limit.
Yeah.
And let him really grow. But he's gonna once you have Sergio Rodriguez. I don't care who's at the 2. Ben Simmons, Jaleel Okafor, Flash Nerlens Noel, and Joel Embiid on the floor. That's going to be a decent team, and they're going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Which is something the 76ers haven't had since AI.
Height-wise, they're set. It's also, I think it's going to be fun to watch, too. Not only Simmons is going to feed them, I think Sergio Rodriguez, person who's known for just passing the ball. That could just be an overall fun team to watch. He ended up starting for him season opener because Jared Bayless, another person who you guys have, is hurt.
Yeah, Jared, let's go.
Sniper.
Yeah, we're absolutely cooked. Joel is probably at this point, I would say the best rookie. Because I don't even know who else is there. There's Dragon Bender is all right.
I'm trying to think of there's Jaylen Brown. Haven't heard much about him.
He's been good for the Celtics are good. I think he's going to be good with the Celtics.
They're just a good team.
He's a crafty player, though. Yeah. He's good.
Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram's going to be good. I feel like the race, the MVP race is going to be between those 3: Jaylen Brown, Brandon Ingram, and Joel Embiid. Yeah, I think Joel is going to win it.
Yeah, because I'm for that. I can agree with that.
I don't know. I feel Brandon Ingram is so good, but the Lakers suck. The Sixers suck, but the Lakers suck.
They can be good though. That's the thing. They got so much upside. That's with Clarkson, with D'Angelo Russell, with Julius Randle. There's so much upside, and just the Lakers fans they're ready for a change now that Kobe's out. They have to start somewhere. Whoa! Almost forgot about Timofey Mozgov. Whoa.
Timofey Mozgov.
Easy. When we're talking about building dynasties.
Roll Timofey.
Roll Timofey, roll.
All right, let's talk about hockey. Your Islanders are possibly trading away your starting goalie.
Former All-Star goalie.
Sure, if you want to say that.
Lurk.
I think the whole reason, I don't know if you
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
I sent you the tweet, but it was his agent. The problem is that Garth Snow has had 3 goalies in that system for the past 2 years, and that just completely screws with the practice time because you don't run.
He said it. You only get one solid day of practice per 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, and Halak's agent has a problem with that, as he should, I believe. I think I don't even know who your third goalie is. You have Halak and you have Grice.
Berube?
Berube?
Yeah.
Is that Craig Berube's kid? Probably.
Yeah. I read an article. The Islanders don't want to cut him because if they cut him, they know that he's going to be picked up right away. Because apparently this kid may have value.
Yeah. But I think Berube's a good prospect. But Halak on the trading block, You can't even go after another. You have to go after another goalie, and I don't even know who you would go after. Like maybe you could get like.
I don't. You can't go for another goalie though. I think if Garth Snow is confident that he's trading away Halak, he's confident that Grice can play as well as he did in the playoffs again.
Grice is terrible.
Held his own in the playoffs.
All right, playoffs are a different story.
Did a fine, but that's when he was asked to step in for them, the end of the season and the playoffs, and he came through for him.
I don't think he can keep it up for a full season.
I mean, listen, I saw him play right after the Jets lost to the Bills, Week 17 last year. I went to the game, or the Islanders game, and I was severely depressed because the Jets were knocked out of the playoffs. And the Islanders were up 5-3 or 5-2, and Grice literally let up 2 straight goals in the span of like 15 seconds, and the Islanders almost lost in the third period. But they won. I think he can hold it together. His playoff play was convincing enough to me. And
so.
if this kid Berube is a prospect that is valued the way he is, enough that you're willing to trade Halak, then I'll roll the dice and keep him as the backup.
Is that how goalie prospects work?
More practice, backup goalie. I mean, you're moving from a 3 to a 2. That helps the prospect develop a little bit more. No.
Yeah, but like stick him in the AHL. Like that's what the Bruins have a really good goalie prospect too, and Zane McIntyre. Like he's not NHL ready yet, and we've had him for like 2 or 3 years. Like it takes a lot of time to develop goalies.
You can't rush
but
that.
Speaking of goalies,
Yes.
Ottawa Senators goalie Craig Anderson has posted back-to-back shutouts, and his latest came same day that he got the news that his wife has cancer. I'm not sure. I'm trying to check what type.
I actually did not hear about that.
But the day he learned that his wife has cancer, he goes into Edmonton, away game, posts up a shutout, absolute brick wall. And then after the game comes out, I think he got first star of the game and got a standing O in Edmonton. Real classy move by the fans, and he came out. Yeah,
it's on the road too.
Yeah, he came out and saluted, and he was like crying his eyes out, and like you love to see that.
I got goosebumps.
The guy, hope his wife pulls through and such.
Yeah, absolutely. Stories like that are just so good to hear, especially that he's on the road, and fans after losing to this guy, getting shut out by this guy, can realize that it's not just a game. It's a little bit more than that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see.
It's great to see. You'll love to see that with sports. That's what sports are all about.
Oh yeah.
Going beyond. Beyond the beyond.
Of course. Anything else about your Bruins or no?
The Bruins are a 500 team right now. We went through some goalie woes. Tuukka Rask and also Anton Khudobin were injured for a while, which are our two starting in our backup goalie. So we had to start like Malcolm Subban for a game, and that just did not go well. The offense is good. Brad Marchand is having a year. Patrice Bergeron is Patrice Bergeron. Probably going to win the Selke again, if not Andrei Kopitar, because that's who's won it for like the past probably 6 or 7 years. One of those two. And it's just the defense. We just need to get like 1 or 2 young defensemen, and this is why I hate the Dougie Hamilton trade so much, because he is so effing good in Calgary, and Calgary has such a good young team, and I don't understand why the Bruins front office does not value or doesn't value young talent or doesn't know how to evaluate it properly with the Sagan trade and the Hamilton trade, because those are 2 players that I think Hamilton could eventually win the Norris for best defenseman, and Tyler Sagan is a goal-scoring machine, which the Bruins haven't had since Phil Esposito.
Way back when.
Yeah. So that's where they're at. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Hopefully they can make the playoffs.
I think they can. Maybe a free agent defenseman signing or a trade
deadline.
Trade in there.
Always gotta wait for the trade deadline.
Yeah, that's so deep.
You never know what's gonna happen with that though.
Yeah.
Very, very deep. All right. I think that wraps up today's Halloween podcast. Arthur, thank you for joining me once again, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you for joining.
Bye, Mike.